Hi, this is Chris Wanye. Hey, I've had several friends and colleagues ask me many times for me to create a video about why I joined eXp. I've been putting it off, but yesterday was actually a pretty big anniversary for me. It's my 5-year anniversary with eXp. And so I thought I'd combine a video about why I joined with kind of where I am today with the company. So, back then, this was August 26th of 2016. I was basically an investor with a license, been licensed 10 months, got my license only because my wife would, and I wanted to improve the margins on our flips. And so figured I'd be my one and only client. I had left corporate America about a year and a half earlier, and we were actually struggling to produce sufficient cash flow to pay all of our bills. Not only were we investing in single family properties, we had some multifamily syndications, and also spending money on mentorship, had dealing with bad contractors who were trying to suck us dry, had an investor who borrowed private money for a deal with no intent to pay it back. So it was actually pretty rough back then. So, but I was very creative, as I sold my beloved BMW M3 I had bought back when I was in corporate America, replaced it with a Civic that I financed to raise cash. We borrowed money from our 401ks and did some other creative financing just to make ends meet. And just kind of trying to do everything we could to get by then. So, what I saw in my short time in the industry, I learned several problems that many agents and brokers face. There's volatile commissions, no retirement or exit plan for the industry. Lots of agents' gross commission income is diverted to non-income producing assets. Things like fancy brick and mortar offices, staff, copiers, coffee, all that stuff. A lot of times where you don't even visit the office. Limited health insurance options with very high cost. As agents, most of us are independent contractors. Very few agents have healthcare benefits. Poor work-life balance. I see that a lot of agents work lots of weekend and evening hours away from family, friends, and other interests. And of course, no equity in the brokerages they're growing. So what I saw was eXp provides solutions to all these. And it was a pretty compelling value proposition back then. So I recently read Robert Kiyosaki's book, The Cash Flow Quadrant, and it seemed like eXp's business model was designed to get you from the left side to the right side of the quadrant to become a business owner and an investor rather than self-employed. Also, back in my Dell days, I was fortunate enough to have worked in M&A integration, is doing financial planning for cloud-based acquisitions. I developed a pretty keen understanding of our cost structure and realized how quickly these companies could scale once they covered fixed costs. Back then, eXp was unprofitable, and a lot of people were quick to point that out. We had a lot of rock throwers at us. We only had 16 to 1,700 agents. Our stock was $3 a share, traded over the counter. Many people called it a penny stock, which I guess it was. But I knew the business model was ingeniously designed and that it would likely achieve high growth. I totally underestimated how fast it would grow, but I believed in it. So what did I have to lose? Well, I loved my broker. He's a really good guy, very supportive. But, staying with your broker because you love him is a lot like continuing to rent a house versus buying because you love your landlord. I also love my mentor, who was very helpful, but I made a calculated decision that the sacrifice was worth it. Little did I realize how much support I'd get from my fellow eXp family once I got in the door. Okay, so why did I join? Well, I was already working to build passive income via real estate, and the rev share model seemed like a great way to accelerate that. As an investor and beneficiary of Dell's equity programs, I realized that I could really grow my net compensation and net worth over time. I like my sponsor, great guy, Ian Flanagan, and thought that I could get some valuable investing insight from him by partnering up. Then also as a new agent, there's tons of training. There's 40 plus weekly hours of training that were really appealing to me, and not having to leave the house to take advantage of it appealed even more. And that training has grown quite a bit over time. I would guess it's probably 70 or more hours a week. Now it's beyond what anybody can absorb, but whatever you want to learn, it's there for you. And of course, anybody who knows me knows I'm a tech geek. I love the eXp world. I love KV Core. All the competitive advantages they provide us. It really makes it a lot easier to generate leads and to stay on top of following up with them, which helped my sales back in those early days when I was new. Okay, so what were your early days like? Well, like I said, the model was beautifully designed. I don't think I could have imagined a model that's better designed to align everybody's interest in the brokerage. But, much like a neighborhood that's just broken ground, we had some dirt roads to deal with. There were a lot of bumps in the road. Our support wasn't as good in those days. Onboarding could take a long time. Our early leadership had some growing pains. We didn't have all the resources we have today, like Workplace. We didn't have express offers, our REO division, commercial, the agent advisory council, luxury, commercial, our influencers group, reload division, and all that. So we've grown a lot in our value proposition over the years. But Glenn Sanford, our founder, and the company, one thing I saw is that they were steadfast in taking feedback from agents, making swift, decisive changes when and where needed. So I always knew we were on the right road, and it's just continued to get better over time. So as far as surprises, the first thing was the culture. With every agent and staff member and owner, rising tide raises all ships, and everyone has been incredibly helpful. It's no more of your fellow agent in your brokerage not wanting to share their secrets because they feel you might take market share. We're all trying to help each other, which is dramatically different than the other couple brokerages I was in prior to eXp. My Wolfpack organization and many agents outside it have become my second family. It's really gratifying to be able to help so many agents grow their businesses while also creating time and financial freedom. To all of y'all in my eXp family, whether you're in my line or not, I love you all, and it would be hard to imagine doing business without you. It's been, definitely something I didn't expect. And eXp World saved me a lot of hours of time. It allows me to train and get staff support from anywhere with an internet connection. So that's been really cool. Lastly, I knew eXp would grow, and it was had a good future ahead of it. But we're now at over 60,000 agents, coming from like 1,700. So I underestimated how fast, and I think we're just getting started. So a lot of us we're all kind of on a path to get to 1 million. Okay, so where are we today? Now I lead an international rev share organization of 1,358 agents. I'm the number 50 team leader by size as of August 1st, aiming to get to number 48 by September 1st, which I think I have in the bag. We now have coverage in at least 9 or 10 countries, most of the states in the United States, and we're adding about 100 agents plus to our group every single month. This last month, I'm proud to say we closed over 250 transactions with 9 figures in sales volume. So, plus we got some really big players coming on and growing extremely fast. So it's been a blessing to be able to help so many agents discover a better way to sell real estate and grow their businesses. I never would have estimated when I joined eXp, how much of an impact I could make in so many people's lives. And that's just really gratifying when you have people you brought into the company making, mid 5 figures a month and even more. So that's really been, I totally underestimated my ability to do that. So many folks have time freedom. A lot of others have financial freedom, but to be able to create both has been a dream come true for me. I now work mainly because I'm passionate about helping other realtors and their families do the same. eXp is the only business model I'm aware of that enables you to grow your time and financial freedom at the same time. created a lot of great memories traveling around the U.S. and Mexico with my eXp family too. You know, it said that Gene Frederick, one of our leaders, said our goal is to make real estate fun again. And I gotta say, nothing could be more true. I've had an absolute blast with this company and all the friends I've made through it. You know, couldn't imagine a better group of folks to do business with. So that's about it. I appreciate you watching. I'd love to hear any questions or comments. If you'd like to learn more about partnering with me and my Wolfpack organization, please DM me or set up a meeting using my calendar link below. Thanks so much.